Hello, everyone. I'm your host, Emily Soul, and welcome to this week's Top 5 Podcasting News Stories. Let's get into it. All right, folks, it looks like Netflix is finally realizing something that we've known for years. Podcasts are kind of a big deal. The streaming giant is reportedly eyeing video podcasts and even tried to lock down Call Her Daddy's Alex Cooper. Yes, they were ready to make a deal, but SiriusXM swooped in with a casual $125 million offer. And well, that was that. So why is Netflix suddenly interested in podcasts? Simple. It's YouTube. At first, Netflix wasn't really sold on the idea because, they prefer spending hundreds of $millions on scripted shows that get canceled after one season. But now insiders say that they're warming up to the idea of bringing in podcast stars for talk-based video shows. Translation, they're looking for cheaper ways to pump out more content. And get this, Netflix has already been dipping its toes into the creator world. They just signed John Mulaney for a new 12-week show, brought in YouTube legends like Sideman, and even added Miss Rachel, aka the only person keeping toddlers from total destruction. So will Netflix actually pull this off, or will video podcasts end up in the same bin as their other short-lived talk shows? Only time will tell. But hey, if you want to throw $125 million at me to talk to a camera, my DMs are always open. Okay, Meta just launched Audiobox, an AI tool that creates stories with AI voices and sounds. Cool, right? Well, if you really like the sound of whispering, because it sounds like every voice is a ghost trying to politely haunt you. Oh, and if you're in Texas or Illinois, too bad, Meta geo-blocked the demos there. Why? Absolutely no clue. Privacy laws, barbecue interference, who knows? If you can use it, give it a try. Just maybe don't ask it to narrate a horror story unless you want to be mildly unsettled. YouTube CEO Neil Mohan just released his annual letter, and podcasters, you might want to pay attention. Mohan says YouTube is all in on podcasts, promising new tools, better monetization, and improved discovery to help creators grow. Because apparently video podcasts are even more compelling. Who knew? Sounds great, but will YouTube actually follow through, or is it just another shiny promise? We'll find out soon enough. Well, it looks like Spotify is facing some musical mayhem. This time, it's not about underpaying their artists, it's actually about unlicensed music sneaking into podcasts. According to the Wall Street Journal, music publishers are demanding that Spotify remove around 2,500 songs from podcasts, claiming that they are not licensed properly. And Spotify, however, they said that they reached out to the National Music Publishers Association to get details, only to be met with radio silence. So what now? A legal battle, a sudden wave of podcast takedowns, or just another day in the chaotic world of digital streaming? We'll have to stay tuned on that one. Okay, now for my favorite topic, the podcast of the week. Our podcast for this week is Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend. After 25 years behind the late night desk, Conan O'Brien had a realization. His only party guests were his employees. Ouch. Despite thousands of celebrity interviews, he had never really formed a real friendship. So what's a lonely talk show host got to do? Start a podcast, of course. Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend is a hilarious, unfiltered space where Conan gets to actually bond with his guests, whether he's joking around, digging deep, or just desperately trying to make a friend. All right, enough of me talking about it. Here's a clip of Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend.
I'm also furious with him because he pulled me aside and said, "Hey, man, you want to go 50-50 with me on a houseboat in Amsterdam?" Oh, yeah. And I'm like, to co-own a houseboat in Amsterdam with Woody Harrelson, I could dine out on that for the rest of my life. And so I said, yes. And he said, "Don't you have to talk to your wife?" And I said, "No, I will. I'm just saying yes right now."
Yeah.
He said, "Do you need to see pictures?" I said, "No."
Right.
Even if I've never see it,
of course,
I'm going to tell people, yeah, Woody Harrelson and I co-own a houseboat in Amsterdam. 3 days later, we don't talk. He's taping a podcast right in here, and he's talking to Flea, and on air he goes, "Hey, Flea, you want to go half and half on a..." And I practically crashed the door down, and I'm like yelling at him, "You never intended." He was just laughing in my face.
Okay, to be fair, he doesn't know fractions.
And that's a wrap for this week's top stories. Once again, I'm your host, Emily Soul, and thank you so much for tuning in. Whether you're sipping on your morning coffee, commuting to work, or just winding down for the day, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.